Hello and welcome to the Game Awards, where I talk about my favorite games, not so favorite games, and generally what I've been playing. So, anyways, the first topic is favorite games on Xbox 360. So the first one we have is Injustice: Gods Among Us. So let's talk about that for a minute. It's not the Ultimate Edition; it's just Xbox 360 vanilla. Hold on. And the reason why I put this game on here is because it is such a great fighting game. I mean, let alone the concept of just being able to put Batman and Superman in the same room and just clash. It just got so many great mechanics that if this game hadn't come out, somebody would have made it. In fact, I'm pretty sure somebody would have leaked it somewhere. But if this game had been received poorly, I don't think we'd be getting a possible sequel. I guess that makes sense. But Injustice is one of my favorite fighting games behind Street Fighter. Well, for Street Fighter 4, because this one is a lot more accessible. You can rack up combos, but you still have to learn how to do those combos. You be like B, X, Y. You can't jam buttons because you will lose. Because I always play with my stepbrother, who is really great at fighting games. Really great at any game you put him to, and he's been doing training in that game. He just does intensive training every time he goes into that game, and it's just like next time we fight, he might have access to a combo that I don't have access to, and he can just be like, oh, I changed 5 combos together. What now? I mean, that part's still a little like, alright, cool. Because you can tag individual training moves, and be like, alright, I need to do this. And that's really cool. And it'll give you feedback like, hey, you're not doing that right. It's just really, really cool. And they've got alternate costumes, so Arrow could have, Green Arrow can have the Arrow costume from the TV show. The Flash, I think, has gotten updated to have the Flash suit from the TV show. This one game where I would actually pay for all the DLC. I think the last one I got was General Zod, and I know there's like 2 more characters out there, like Zatanna and stuff like that, but otherwise it's a completely good game. Patches make it a lot better. And it is just a phenomenal game. So second up on my list is Hitman Absolution. It is a great game, just on its own. I haven't never played a Hitman series. I've never played the Hitman series. So when I went into Absolution, I had no expectations at all. I just knew that there was this guy named Agent 47, and he killed people for a living. That's all I knew. I knew the Hitman part of Hitman Absolution. So going into this, I was like, alright, whatever happens, happens. So I kind of had low expectations, but as time went on, I had higher and higher expectations of Hitman, and it really, really delivered. Like, there's this one point where you have to figure out how to flank a guy from the left or right, and it's all trial and error, but it's not too much like, Dark Souls, just attack the button at the right frame. That makes sense, right? I gotta attack this guy at frame 120, and I'm like, what? I did play that game this year, but I mean, you can choose how to kill your enemies. It's just like, oh, you want to take them out with a piano wire? That's the smart way to do it. Or you could just shoot your way out, which is generally what I end up doing. I generally end up just annihilating everyone, which actually works. Either way, one of my biggest gripes with Assassin's Creed right now is, before Unity, you couldn't just go, oh, I'm gonna stab this guy, stab. You couldn't break. You had to be like, stab, 2 seconds later, stab. Okay, stab. Hide in a bush, stab. Hide in a hay bale, stab. It was very monotonous. But in Hitman, you're like, all right, I need to figure out a strategy. Am I gonna go stealth this way or action this way? It really feels like a Splinter Cell game. Honestly, which isn't on here, but because I haven't finished that game, I only played 2 missions of it. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, what else can I say about Hitman? The multiplayer is amazing because it doesn't try to force multiplayer on you. It's like, we got the story, but we got this multiplayer. It's okay. And they call it contracts. It's just really amazing. Let's see. 3rd game on the list. That's not supposed to be on there. Oopsie. Tomb Raider. I was about to say Saints Row the 3rd. I took that off because I haven't finished it. Tomb Raider. This is the reboot. It's not the original PlayStation 1 era, although I have played that one. So I got this for free from a friend who does another podcast, and he was like, alright, enjoy Tomb Raider. So I was like, alright, I'll enjoy Tomb Raider, it's free. And I kid you not, after the first 10 minutes, even though I'd never played a Tomb Raider game before, I have really high expectations for Rise of the Tomb Raider. I have really, like, it above the ceiling standards for that game, because Tomb Raider, the game, relies on some tropes like, there's a Scottish man, we're on an expedition, oh, she doesn't like tombs, but there are tombs in the game, but there are some tropes that it relies on, but other than that, it's a pretty solid game. It came out in the year of the bow, when Far Cry 3 was coming out, and it was like, hey, we got a bow. You don't want to use guns anymore. Man, that really makes me want to go back and play Tomb Raider or Far Cry. I mean, the bow is good, let's be honest, but you want the gun, because later in the game you get a World War II gun, and you're just like, yeah, die. And actually, at one point you get like a grenade launcher. You get crazy weapons. And it's all set in World War II time. Well, not World War II times, but like the ancient Himiko stuff is in World War II, and Japanese stuff. It's really, really cool. And just saying, you don't see a lot of World War II type things where it's like, all right, we're gonna go back to World War II. Cool. Because I really liked World at War. But this game is just like, we're gonna imply that this is World War II. But we're gonna let you figure that out for yourself. We're gonna let you draw your own conclusions. And this, it's really changed my view of Tomb Raider, because my view of Tomb Raider was, oh, it's that girl in the booty shorts. And she actually has pants, and she looks like a regular woman this time. Now, that can't be said for Rise of the Tomb Raider, because she looks way too attractive. But whatever. I don't know, I have a thing for women in hoodies. Anyways. But whatever. I haven't played the multiplayer because I don't have Xbox Live Gold. But from what I've heard, I shouldn't, because there's a lot of DLC centering around that, and I just shouldn't. So Deus Ex Human Revolution is the next item on our list. This is a really great, another choose your own. There's a lot of Square Enix games on this. But I mean, you wouldn't even know if these games are from Square Enix. Even though they came out roughly the same year. Well, Hitman Absolution came out last year. But anyways, Deus Ex Human Revolution, I've never played a Deus Ex game, so I didn't know what to expect. This blew my mind. It has, like, images of Illuminati. It's like an anti-government game, which I still need to finish this game. But I'm pretty close to being finished, so I was like, I'll put it on here. I know what the game is already. But you can choose whichever way you want to go. You can choose, hey, I want to go this way, or hey, I want to go this way, or hey, let me distract this guy with a grenade and then go over here and shoot him in the back, or something like that. You can also be like, yeah, I'll sneak around, which is really fun. And it also has a hybrid camera, so it's like first person when you go into shooting mode, and then third person when you're in cover. Kind of like Rainbow Six Vegas, if you've ever played that, or Rainbow Six, I think all the Rainbow Six games have that. But it's really fresh take, because I kind of wish Mass Effect would do that, because, Mass Effect 4 was a game I played. I haven't played Mass Effect 4. Oh my gosh. I played Mass Effect 3 last year. And I was just wishing for like a first-person view where you could just be Shepard, like a really immersive type thing. But anyways, I really like the UI too. The bosses are really cleverly designed, although there are still glitches. Like I literally got past a villain who had this glitch where you could trick the game into thinking you were standing in one spot, so she would just stand there, and you could just shoot rockets at her, and she was like, "Oh, I am stuck here. Oh, ow." And it was really funny, because I was like, I can't beat this boss. So I went to YouTube and I was like, glitches. This game has glitches, huh? Exploit those glitches. And that's actually how I beat most of Dark Souls. Anyways, Dark Souls is not on here. At least not on the favorite games list. Next one. The Walking Dead Season 2. Now, I view Telltale games as a whole. I view them as seasons. Now, I don't play them all at once, but The Walking Dead Season 2 just... It really paints a nice picture from the beginning. It's like, oh, this person dies, you are all alone. It paints a picture of desperation. So when you actually find a group, you're like, I have to rely on them. I need friends, because all my friends are gone, and I'm a little girl out in the woods. Even though most of the time you make the decisions. And it ties up all the items from Season 1 up into a nice bow at the end of Season 5, Episode 5 of Season 2. And really, the graphics have improved so much from Season 1. It looks like an actual game now. Like, it runs awesomely. The score is... Everything about this game. I can't wait for Walking Dead Season 3. Needless to say. Alright, last item on the list. Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Now, the reason I love this game is because Far Cry 3 was one of my favorite games of all time. Then Blood Dragon comes out, and it goes on sale, because I bought it on a sale. And I was like, I have to go get this game, because it is a satire of what Far Cry 3 is. It does so many things differently. I mean, there are dragons in the game. There are T-Rexes that can bite your head off and are covered in neon. It has RoboCop references. It is everything you want in a game that isn't too serious. I mean, honestly, they could just drop the Far Cry moniker if they wanted to do a DLC for Far Cry 4 that was Blood Dragon 2. I would be on board with it, because Blood Dragon, it blew my mind. I mean, I'd never seen something that was so self-referential, besides Sunset Overdrive. Before, it was just like, oh, I hate tutorials. Ugh. Like, it knew it was a game. And that's what I loved about it. But anyways, that wraps up our time with my favorite Xbox 360 games. Tell me, what are your favorite Xbox 360 games that you played this year? Let me know in the comments down below. That's why I was pointing down. And like this video if you feel the same, or dislike if you do not agree at all. I have been getting dislikes lately. That's how you know you're doing a good job. And subscribe to get more Game Awards things. I don't even know what I'm going to call this thing. But anyways, I will see you later with PS3 favorite games. Bye-bye now.